In this video, I'm going to break down a universal law that you should be living by. I think that it's important to understand that life is about rules, right? We all want to be free, but in order to be free, you have to understand the rules to the game so that you can play within those rules and be free. So today, there's a law that I love, and I have a lot more laws that I'm going to make videos on because they're all universal laws. But the first law that I want to talk about is the law of the farm. Now, if you haven't heard of the law of the farm, I highly suggest you do some research. So I have my phone right here. I'm going to read the definition to you, and then we're going to get into it, right? So this says, the law of the farm, simply stated, is that it takes as long as nature says it takes for a crop to come out of the ground. So if you want to reap your corn, collect your harvest in August, the law of the farm says you've got to have that corn in the ground so it can get warm by April 15th, right? So basically, if you want to reap what you sow in August, you need to plant the seed in April, right? That's what it says in simplistic terms. But let's really talk about it. Let's get into it. The law of the farm. I've seen the law of the farm work a lot of ways in my life, but I think it really comes down to making a short-term decision or a long-term decision. Because a short-term decision says don't plant seeds, don't operate on the law of the farm. Long-term decisions and long-term outcomes say operate on the law of the farm. And this is how you can have your life become easier. Have you ever heard that term, that saying that says the harder you work, the easier your life becomes? And the easier you look for your life to be, the harder your life will become? It's the same thing. So any decision that I make, I want to keep the law of the farm in mind. And this will help you with your habits, with your planning, with everything. Because I know if I want something to happen in August, right? Okay, right now I'm recording this video. It's September, right? If I want something to happen in January, I don't only need to plan for it now, but I need to make moves right now. So that way, by the time January comes around, I'm not mad that I'm not where I want to be. A lot of times what I see is people are mad that they're not where they want to be, but they haven't been planting the seeds. You have to plant the seeds, and you have to plant the seeds well before you want to reap the harvest. Have you ever seen a tree go from a seed to a 50-foot tree in 7 days? No, it don't work like that, right? These are natural laws. These are laws that are governed by nature. Nature goes at its own pace. So does our life, but because we have this concept of time, we're always trying to rush things and make things go fast. But nature doesn't allow that to happen. It has a natural flow. So you want to make something happen, you got to plant the seeds right now. So let me ask you, and this is something to ask yourself, what seeds are you planting right now? And line those seeds up with what you want to experience in 3 months from now, in 6 months from now, in a year from now, right? What seeds are you planting? So I remember when I was back in the day, I was in the Air Force. I got out. I knew what my goals was. I was trying to be a millionaire in a year. That was crazy, right? That was super crazy. But I had ambitious goals. And usually how it works is in the beginning of anything, you don't see like a whole bunch of results. But then like as time goes by, your results are going multiplied because the law of the farm is taking effect. So I remember when I moved, I got out and I went and I got into real estate. I was real estate investing. I was wholesaling and things like that. I didn't get my first house for like 5 months, right? But I was planting seeds the whole time. Now, after I got my first deal, the next deal came within 30 days after I closed on my first deal. And then things started going and they started flowing. But that was because the law of the farm. I was planting seeds. So if I have If I'm planting 10 seeds every single day in a 30-day period, which is a month, 10 times 30 is 300. That's 300 seeds. If I'm planting one seed a day for 30 days, that's 30 seeds. So what do you think is going to be able to reach a harvest faster? 10 seeds a day, 300 seeds in a 30-day period, or one seed a day, 30 seeds? You're going to get more results with 300 seeds a month, because in 3 months, that's almost 1,000 seeds. And how many things do you think are going to hatch and grow from those 1,000 seeds that you plant, as opposed to the 90 or the 100? Right? It's just a numbers game. But this is how you can conceptualize it and like practically implement it into your life so that you can see the results that you want to see. And then understanding that with the law of the farm, everything has seasons. In the wintertime, nothing grows. So if you're planting seeds in the winter, it's okay if there's no results that come from that. You just got to stay down on your journey. You got to stay down on your vision. Right? And then the springtime, things blossom. So a lot of things that you might have been working for in September, in December, in January, February, that shit might really start popping off in March, April. Right? And then in the summertime, some of those things, it might look like it's going down, or you about to lose it. And then come October, you got a whole bunch of blessings because that's harvest season. Right? But it's the law of the farm. At the most rudimentary level, how many seeds are you planting? How many seeds are you planting? I want you to look at your life as planting seeds. So for this channel, I'm planting seeds. Every video is a seed being planted. It's that simple. When I got into door-to-door sales, every door I knocked was a seed planted. Every conversation was a seed planted. So I knew that I just had to plant a whole bunch of seeds so that I could find my harvest. And it came. It's really that simple. So no matter what you're doing, how many seeds are you planting? Can you plant more seeds in a shorter period of time? Because all you're doing is the more seeds that you plant, the more you're setting your future up. That's it. The more seeds you plant, the more you're setting your future up. You're just playing a future game. And also, you're delaying your gratification. If you can delay your gratification, things will be greater later. If you can delay your gratification, things will be greater later. It really is that simple. You have to get in the mindset of everything that I'm getting, all the blessings that I'm experiencing is because of the work that I put in and the seeds that I planted 3 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. It's that simple. Every single day, you got to be planting seeds. And a seed could be reading a new book, journaling, right? Meditating. If I meditate every day, that's seeds being planted into my mental health, into my peace, into my ability to be able to see things clearly and hear things clearly. So if I do that over a year, imagine what my life will be from the perspective of mindfulness. If I put out 52 videos in a year, imagine what that would do for me. Imagine what that consistency would do. If you go put out, 100 pieces of content, what is that going to do for you? What is that going to do for your business? If you go reach out to 5 new clients a day, potential clients a day, imagine what that's going to do for you. The law of the farm helps you increase your leverage. Right? Leverage is like an invisible bank account that you could cash out on at a later date. And it's all on when you want to. The longer you keep your leverage, the more you could cash out. That's how I look at it. But plant the seeds and never stop planting seeds. Plant seeds within yourself. Plant seeds with your relationships. Plant seeds with your career. Because all a seed is you plant something now, you nurture it. And that's the thing about the law of the farm. You got to nurture your seeds that you do plant too. Nurture your seeds, water them, talk to those people, reach out to those people, check in on the people, right? Keep reading, keep updating your mental operating software. Keep doing all these things. And when you do these things, you're going to be in a position where you're going to have like this beautiful garden of blessings. But that garden does not come if you don't plant the seeds. And you also have to understand, if you look at fruit, it takes like 7 years for an avocado tree to grow. Some seeds that you plant ain't gonna really become anything for 3, 4, 5, 7, 10 years. And you gotta be okay with that. But some of the seeds you plant, they're gonna be a quick turnaround. It's only gonna take you 8 weeks. But you have to be okay with whatever seeds that you plant. Don't have an attachment to when they hatch. Don't have an attachment as to when they sprout and when they grow. Because the only thing that matters is, out of all these seeds that I planted right now, in the future, I'm going to benefit from them. Or when you're more mature and you understand that somebody else who comes from me is going to benefit from them. Or somebody else that I don't even benefit is going to benefit from the seeds that I planted. Because that's what it means to live a prosperous life and live a blessed and abundant life. You got other people getting blessed off of the seeds that you planted. Because that's what it is. Because if you plant enough seeds in your life, you will never have to worry about anything ever again a day in your life. And because you'll never have to worry about anything again a day in your life, your blessings are going to start overpouring and going to other people because of all the seeds that you've planted. It's a real thing. You reap what you sow. But this is the law of the farm in its purest form. The law of the farm. Stop trying to do things today so that you can get an outcome today. Do things today and know that you're going to get an outcome in the future at a later date. You don't know the date that it's going to happen, but you got to have faith and you got to be faithful. And you got to keep at it. You got to keep at it. You got to keep at it. Winston Churchill said, success is being able to go from one disappointment to the next disappointment without the lack of enthusiasm. Right? How often, or he said from one no to another no, but it's the same thing. But how much can you go from one disappointment to another disappointment, but still have a high level of enthusiasm? When you get to that level, it's guaranteed that your life is going to be lit. It's guaranteed that your life is going to be crazy more than anything you could ever fathom. But you got to plant the seeds. You got to plant the seeds. You got to put the seeds in the soil. You got to water the soil. Right? You got to really, really, really let it come. You got to let it germinate. And when you do that, you're going to really live a blessed life. You're going to live an abundant life. You're going to be able to bless so many other people, all off the seeds that you planted. Right? And heavy is the head that wear the crown. But that's what the goal should be. For your life to be so blessed and you have so many blessings because you planted so many seeds, and you can share those blessings with other people, and then they going to benefit off of the things that you did. And that energy is all going to come back to you as well. Right? That's the law of reciprocity. That's a whole nother video I'm going to talk about. But when you putting out certain things, you're going to get certain things. Right? Remember what I said, you're the epicenter of all your results and all your opportunity. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my sales, the best sales advice I have in 26 minutes, and go watch that video. You are the epicenter of all your opportunity. And so that's the law of the farm. Plant as many seeds as you can and stop being attached to the outcome of when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? Stop looking at the scoreboard. If every time you score, you're looking at the scoreboard, your opponent is going to score more than you. You got to stay locked in. You got to stay locked in on the game. You have to stay locked in. That's the only way you're going to win long term. The law of the farm is for a long-term thinker. Don't be a short-term thinker in a long-term world. Stop thinking short term. Stop thinking today. Stop thinking next week. Stop thinking this month. Think 5 years. Think 10 years. What is this going to become? Become more patient. That's something that I'm always trying to get better with, is my patience. Right? But become more patient. Become more long-term minded. Understand that, like, if you just live right, you're going to have time. Keep showing up every day. Keep showing up for yourself daily. Right? And show up for your dreams daily. And make them daily deposits. Change your habits. Change your thought processes. Change who you hanging around. Keep elevating that. Elevate your mind. And once you do that over time, those are all seeds being planted too. And the more seeds you plant of good things, the more good things you're going to be able to experience in your life. And this is how you set up your life. You set up your life and your future by planting seeds today that aren't gonna sprout immediately. Right? If you study agriculture and nature, you will know the blueprint to success. Because nature mirrors life. And life mirrors nature. But so many people don't understand that. So go plant your seeds. That's what I want to encourage you and push you to. Go plant your seeds. Right? Go plant your seeds. And plant them without the attachment of when are they going to sprout. And I guarantee you, your life will never be the same. Stop trying to only get money today. Right? It's not about that. It's about the long term. It's about who I become. What's my legacy? What am I known for? What's my energy say when I'm not in the room? That's what it's really about. Right? So be sure to subscribe to this channel. Share this with somebody that you think could benefit from it. And be sure to like the video, because that's going to help me. Right? We want to get this message out, because I know that this could potentially change somebody's life. So the law of the farm, plant the seeds, stay smooth, and I'm going to see you on the next video. Peace.